Hey everyone, Jits over 50 here. So today we're going to be doing the 10 commandments of jiu-jitsu for white belts. The first one is always get to class early. Get your head straight, meditate a little in your car, know what you want to practice. You should have something on your mind that you're working on, usually something defensively when you're a new white belt. And it just looks better. You're there when the coach gets there, and this applies to regular life. If you have a job, always get there early. My first good job on Wall Street came because I used to get to the deli an hour early and read both newspapers back in the 90s. So number 2, warm up before class. Always warm up. Run around, do some jumping jacks, get the blood going, then stretch. Don't stretch cold, especially in the winter. In the summer, you could get away with it more, but no matter what, you should warm up first and stretch before class. Number 3, be careful when selecting training partners. Really what you should look for is a new white belt, especially if you're an older new white belt. And don't laugh, and I'm not making fun of anyone, but look for people that are lighter than you, smaller than you, women, and people that just seem overall less aggressive. That's really who you want to start out within your journey. You don't want to be rolling with the crazy purple belt that's got a big ego, or a black belt who feels that he has to smash you. Really what you want is to find someone that is lighter than you, again, smaller than you, and who's not going to go crazy. Now there's black belts that are very polite. There are purple belts like me that really like helping white belts. But you want to just find people that you don't think are going to injure you, because you're a lot more fragile than you think, and you'll see that in the coming months. Number 4, don't tough out submissions. If somebody has you in an arm bar, or especially if somebody has you in a choke, just because you think you could still breathe, it could still lead to being choked out. And it's just, you're not impressing anybody by toughing out a rear naked choke. If it takes them an extra few seconds to submit you, they're not going to be like, wow, this guy's so tough because he didn't tap right away. Also, these chokes lead to injury. So now you're toughing out a choke and you're getting a ligament pulled out of your shoulder or pulled in your neck, or you're getting bones compressed, when in reality you could just tap and avoid that position going forward. You want to learn to avoid these submissions, not tough it out and escapes and everything. Let's learn avoidance first. Number 5, don't go 100%. It's not a street fight. Don't use big explosive movements. Try to use controlled movements. Try to feel what your opponent's going to do. You're not getting hit, so don't panic. Commandment number 6, monitor and regulate your breathing. If you feel that you're breathing or you're losing your breath, many times it's just your mind telling you you're fighting for your life, and it's trying to give an adrenaline dump, and it's trying to supply as much oxygen to your muscles as possible. But this comes as a detriment. Okay, so you want to stay calm. If you find yourself breathing heavy, remind yourself it's not a street fight, because a lot of times when you lose control of your breathing, it's not that you're out of breath, it's that it's psychosomatic. It's your mind. Your mind's racing. It's racing to the next technique, and it's telling you to breathe hard when you don't have to. This causes fatigue in the long run. And again, it's all about longevity, whether it's overall longevity or longevity in a 4 or 5 minute roll. Number 7, study on your own. You have to watch YouTube videos obsessively. You can't just go to class 2 or 3 days a week and think you're going to get better by osmosis. You will improve, but the improvements will be so slow and subtle that you'll feel like you're not improving, and this could lead to frustration. And I think it's a lot of what leads to blue belts quitting, because they feel like they've developed some proficiency, but in the bigger scheme of things, maybe that's as good as they're going to get. But if you're focusing all the time on learning, on working on something, and when you go to the gym, you're growing in a different area every time you go to class, your growth will be exponential, and it'll be noticeable, and it'll help motivate you to continue. Because believe me, I've seen many people quit, and I asked them, I said, well, they don't think they could get any better. I said, are you watching YouTube videos? Are you reading books? Are you trying to get better? Oh, well, I just go to class a few days a week. It's much more than that. It's much more than that. In the beginning, we think going to class a few days a week is a big commitment. But as time goes by, we realize a great deal of study is involved. Number 8, leave your ego at the door. If you're rolling with somebody and they're going crazy or they're being abusive, don't get angry. Don't get competitive. Just avoid rolling with them in the future. Or you could even ask them, say, listen, I'd like to end the round now. Thank you for rolling with me. You could be polite about it. Because if you're not and you roll with somebody that's crazy, you could get hurt. And these type of people exist in every school. So leave your ego aside. Don't get angry. Learn from everything. If you're getting submitted, you should learn from that. If you're getting swept, you should learn from that. I try not to let anybody submit me and then I walk away and I'm like, I have no idea how they did that and I don't care. No, I become obsessed with it. Now, a lot of people use competition to become obsessed with these imperfections in their jiu-jitsu. But I prefer to just learn it on my own in the gym, and when I see something happen, I have to focus on it, I have to study it. I don't have to have a big match at hand for me to do this. If that helps motivate you, that's fine as well. I'm not putting it down. Number 9, and this is an important one, look for mentors. Always look for mentors, blue belts, purple belts, guys that aren't black belts yet, but who can teach you so much and, bring you down the path as far as they've been. They're down the path 2 to 5 years by that point, maybe more. So always find these mentors. They'll help fine-tune your jiu-jitsu in a way that the regular coach might not be able to, especially if you have a famous coach and you have 100 students at your gym. Marcelo Garcia is not going to spend 20 minutes helping you with your triangle, but one of the lower belts will, and I've had that experience there. Many of them are black belts now, by the way. Number 10, the 10th jiu-jitsu commandment, and one of the most important, is don't be afraid to ask questions. If the teacher's explaining something and you really have no idea what they're talking about, ask them. If you feel uncomfortable in front of the whole class, you could always wait until the class breaks to practice and then take them on the side and ask them. But don't be shy. Again, this comes with being proactive in your learning, right? We're learning to be proactive. We're not learning by osmosis, right? We're not just saying, oh, if I pick this up, so be it. No, we want to be engaged and learning and paying attention every second we're there. So those are my 10 jiu-jitsu commandments. I hope you like them. And if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.